Let's take a look at our next part of the section 4.3. Today we're doing what's called synthetic division. After you get done with this, you're going to hate me because it's way easier than long division. But there's a but here. You can only use synthetic division if your divisor is the first degree. Okay, so if it's x squared, x cubed, whatever, you can't use it. You got to use long division. So you need to know both. But given the chance, if you have a divisor with a first degree, I would definitely use synthetic. After you get the hang of it, you'll see how simple it is, and it works great. So all the problems that we've done in the last section or the first part of the section, you could do them with synthetic division and get the same answers, believe it or not. All right, so here's the way it's done. Once again, the document that I posted in Google Classroom under the last lesson could be used here. The second page is on synthetic division. So I'll probably have that reposted under this lesson as well. Step number one. Oops. So what I'm going to do is identify the same steps I have on that paper. All right, let's check this out. So you don't have to write this down. It's on the Word document. So what you do is you make the divisor in the form of x plus or minus r. Right now it is in that form. However, if there's a coefficient in front of x, so everybody look at this x right here. See how the coefficient is actually understood to be 1? You don't have to worry about this. But if there was a number, then you would want to divide all the terms in the problem by whatever that number is. Let's say it was like a 2. All these would be divided by 2, okay? And then you can proceed with what we're doing. We don't have to worry about this. Actually, in this assignment, you won't either. But just in case you run into that in the future. And what is R? R is that number, okay, everyone? R is that number. So you want to get its root. So let's go ahead and do step number 1. So what do I mean by that? How do I get the root? Well, once again, let's identify the fact we're looking at the divisor. So off to the side, if I make it into an equation and I want its root, we've talked about this since the beginning of the year. A root is a solution. So what I would do is solve this, which is a simple equation. The root is 2. So that's an easy calculation that you can do mentally, isn't it? All right, so that's always going to be step number 1. Let's see what step number 2 is. Okay, so it says place the divisor's root in a box or in the box. What's that mean? The root is 2. Put it in a little box like that. So you got to learn the way to set this up. Write the dividend's coefficients. So let's recall the dividend is this. Okay, everybody? So write its coefficients next to the box in standard form. And if any terms are missing, fill them in with zeros like we did in long division. So that dividend, the coefficients are 1, -3, -7, and 6. None of them are missing. Space out your work. You'll see why in a second. Stay organized. Okay, that's the second step. So it's kind of looking strange. You've never done anything like this before, but don't worry about it. Number 3, drop down the first coefficient. So what you do, draw a line, drop down that first number, whatever it is. Okay, so stay with me here. It's a long process, but it gets quick after you learn what to do. All right, listen to this. Multiply the root, which in this case is 2, it's in the box, by the first coefficient and find the sum of the next column. All right, what am I talking about there? What I want everybody to do is multiply those two together. That would be 2, right? It's a positive 2, isn't it? Add those up. What do you get? Step number 5. Repeat step number 4 we just did until you are finished. Okay? Now I want you to multiply those two together. That would be -2, wouldn't it? Combine them together. Repeat. Multiply those two together. It's -18, right? Add those together. All right. Good so far. Looks like we've got one step remaining to find our answer. Insert variables starting with 1 degree less than the dividend. Let's go up to our dividend. That's highlighted in green. That's the third power, isn't it? That's the degree. Insert variables starting with 1 degree less than the dividend. That's 1 degree less. Write the remainders. Well, write it in standard form. Okay, that's x to the first, right? This would be x to the 0. We don't need to write x to the 0, do we? No, we don't. We don't even need that first power. So what's this over here? Well, that's the remainder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this number as the remainder of this problem, as a ratio with the change divisor. Now, we did not have to change our divisor, but if you have to, you would write it with a change divisor. So here I go. I'm going to write the final answer. It's going to be x squared minus x minus 9 plus, you ready? -12 over, what was our divisor? Oh yeah, it's x minus 2. And there you go. There's the answer. New process, new algorithm. Let's try some examples. Okay, you ready? I'll take you through this step by step. Everybody identify the divisor. Find its root. What's its root? Okay, so if you can just do this mentally, but if you do it off to the side, just set equal to 0. Okay, the root is -3. So everybody put -3 in a box. Next thing, everybody look at the dividend. Write its coefficients next to the box, spaced out in order. If there's anything missing, filled in with zeros. I see a 2x cubed. Do you see an x squared term? I don't either. X term, coefficient's -1, the constant's -7. Everybody got that? So I put that 0 in there. Everybody drop down the first coefficient. Leave a little space in there to do some calculations. Remember the next step? Multiply those two numbers. What do you get? Get -6. Combine like terms. Repeat the process. Multiply. What do you get? You get 18, right? Combine like terms. And once again, multiply. -51, right? Combine like terms. How do we get the answer? That's right. Start putting some variables in there. But go back to the dividend. Look at the degrees of 3, right? So you're going to write, this is called a depressed polynomial. Kind of like some of us, depressed. This is a remainder. Let's write this in final form here. So this would be 2x squared. Here's the answer, minus 6x, plus 17, plus a -58 over the divisor, x plus 3. And there you go. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty fast. Same answer that I would get if I did long division. All right, back to the lesson. Sorry, I had to do something. Next thing. How about everybody tries that one by themselves? Get that a little bit bigger for you. There you go. Everybody try that one. Okay, let's see how you did on this. So my divisor is x minus 3 over here, right? That means the root is actually 3. I'm going to put that in a box. My dividend is right here, and it looks like I'm missing an x term. So when I put my coefficients in, x is going to be a 0. I'm going to drop down my first coefficient. And I'm going to get moving here, okay? So I got to start multiplying. Identify these for everybody. Multiply those. That would be negative 3, right? Add them up. Repeat. Multiply those. That would be 3. Add them up. Multiply again. That'd be 9. That's 18. So it looks like all the problems we've done so far have had a remainder. Put some variables in here. That was the third power, so we'll go x squared. It's called a depressed polynomial. There's the remainder. Okay, final answer. Negative x squared plus x plus 3 plus 18 over the divisor of x minus 3, and finish. Let's try another. There you go, everybody. Try that one out. A little bigger for you. See how you did. Could you just do that mentally? Probably. Check out your dividend. Are we missing any terms? No, it doesn't look like it. 3, negative 2, 2, negative 5. Okay, I'm going to drop down my first term, and we'll start multiplying. Multiply those. I get negative 3. Add those up. It's negative 5. Multiply those. It'll be 5. 5 and 2, 7. Right? Multiply those. It's negative 7. Add them up. We got another remainder, don't we? Third power. There's a remainder. Okay. Final answer for this one. 3x squared minus 5x plus 7. This would be a 0 if there was no remainder, but we do have one. X plus 1. All right. I think we got one more we can try out. Nope, that's it. Okay, so everybody go ahead and end the lesson, and you got an assignment to do.